We are taking chapter number 1, Understanding Economic Development. Economic development or development, that is Arthik Vikas. So to start with, development has many aspects. Now this can be an English word, but it means a lot when it comes to a country. Because people in the country, they are different. They are having different perspectives on this development, and there are ways by which we can come at or arrive at a common indicators of development. So what is a development? What are the indicators or what are the pointers to the development we are going to see? The countries and the states, how can we compare as far as the development is concerned? That is, we have to have certain proper parameters or indicators to understand the difference between two countries. So economic development, this can be measured on the income. That is, income is the most common method for measuring the development. But this income method has certain weaknesses we are going to talk about. But we also need certain different ways or newer ways of looking at development, because the indicators can only not be income. It can be quality of life, it can be environmental sustainability, and there are many more. Okay, so we have certain words coming up like per capita income, literacy rate, infant mortality rate, the attendance ratio, life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, and human development index. So what we are going to see here is the perspectives, different aspect or different views on development, and what are the common indicators, or you can get kshetrak for development, and how can we measure development, because this is a word and we need to develop it. We need to find something to measure it. And then what is the concept of purchasing power and the parity between the purchasing power. So this idea of development or progress, it was always with us. Everyone has, or everyone has this aspiration to develop. We have certain desires. That is, how would we want to live? How would we want to earn? What are the essential things? Are there something which are necessary? Can the life be good for us, for our parents, for our, say, nearer and dearer ones? Then can we have equality? Some people may think that we need to have equality. Their kind of development is this. So development has certain questions. Their development means asking questions and then doing something to achieve these goals of solving these questions. Okay, so you will find various answers to various questions, not in just economics. We are discussing the economics, but we need to understand the history and political science also. Why? Because everything is influenced by the past. That is why we need to understand the history also. And the thing today is not just being made in a day. It took long for the situation, whether good, whether bad it is. That is the second thing, which is the democratic political process. That is why we need to understand the political scenario also, that here all the hopes and possibilities, all the hopes and aspirations what we have in real life is achieved through what the government we make and what the policies they make. So now, do all these persons have the same notion of development? Let me tell you what I am trying to discuss. Here, this is the developmental goals of different categories of persons. For example, a person who is living in a rural area, he is a laborer and he has no land. So what is his aspiration? What does development means to him? This means he wants more work, that is, he wants more days of work, he wants good money, and he wants some good quality school for their children, and they should not be, because he is a landless laborer, he doesn't want any discrimination from any caste or creed perspective, and they too can become leaders in the village. That's they want. What is the idea of development for the prosperous farmers from Punjab? A prosperous farmer means he is having enough things, he has money. So he wants assurance, that is, he wants high family income, and there should be some high support prices from the government, what crops he is producing, and through hard-working cheap laborers. See, prosperous farmer want cheap laborers, but the labor want a better wages. So there is a contradiction between them. They should be able to settle their children abroad. Maybe they can send them to study there and settle down there. Now, third one is farmer who depend only on rain for growing crops. Now, this farmer has only one aspiration, that when he is growing crop, he need rain, he need proper monsoon, or he need proper arrangement for the irrigation by the state or by the government. Then a rural woman from a land owning family. Now, a rural woman, that is a woman who is living in a rural area, and she has from a land owning family. Now she has a land. Now she wants to use that land. So she wants something to be grown here, something to be rented, or some laborers to come and do some cropping there. This is what she wants. Urban unemployed youth, a person who is living in a city or a town and he is not employed, and he's young also. So the basic thing he wants is a job, a proper paying job according to what skills he possesses. Then a boy from a rich urban family. When a boy is rich, he wants to go to the party, he wants to go to some places to have fun, means he wants car, he wants to enjoy his life, and he wants money actually. And because he's from rich urban family, he's not much worried about the education. Why? Because even if he studies moderately, it may happen that because of the rich family, he may not be in any problem as these people are. But the girl from the rich urban family, she also wants the freedom as the boy enjoys. That is, the freedom which her brother is enjoying, the girl also wants that. She also wants to go out, she wants to go abroad to study, as the boy may go. Then the Adivasis from Narmada Valley. Now this Narmada Valley, or the Narmada project, actually it's a project, Sardar Sarovar project is there. Now when this project was being formulated and it was being exercised, the Adivasis there, the land they were living, or you can say the forest they were living, all were submerged in the water. So they had only one thing right now. They want the proper job, they want the proper remuneration from the government, compensation you can say. And they want these things should not happen to anyone else. Now what we saw just now, that the question again I am posing in front of you, do all these persons have the same notion of development or progress? No, they don't. Everyone has different aspirations and they seek things that are very common or important to them. That is, they just want to fill their aspirations and desire. And one thing is there, that a person may want, or a very, I'll just give an example. Some group of person or two persons, they may want something which are conflicting in nature. That is, for example, the girl wants freedom and she wants as same opportunity as her brother. And she would be happy if the brother does something in the house, so helps in the household work. And the industrialists, to get more in electricity, they would want to make dams. But the dams would eventually submerge the area where people are living, especially the tribals and the Adivasis we just talked about. But these Adivasis or the people who are living there, they just don't want this thing. They they are happy with the check dams, small dams. They just want to irrigate their land to fill the tank. So one or two things are quite clear here. The first thing is, different persons have different aspects, different aspirations, and different definition as far as development is concerned or development goals are concerned. And the second thing, that what may be the development of one person or the same development may be destructive for other. Coming to the income and other goals. So people prefer to earn more income. Everyone wants more income because they want to fulfill their daily needs. They want to fulfill their luxuries also sometimes. So companies, they provide material things like money, but people they also want non-material thing, because if they are working they'll get money, but they want something else apart from the money. They want freedom, they want security, they want people to respect them, honor them, and talk to them properly. It may happen that somebody may get job in some company and they may provide less salary, but it may offer regular employment, means like a government employer, or you're working in, say, Reliance, you're working in Tata. So you are bound to have a good employment there, regular employment. So in this case, a person will be happier. But in some companies, though they will provide good salary, high salary, but there will be no job security. So that will reduce for any individual this sense of security, that will be reduced. So what we're trying to say is, for development, people look at mix of goals, not only one. They want money, they want some freedom, they want security, they want respect, right? Just take an example of a woman. A woman will be happier to work in variety of jobs where they find security. They want other women fellow and where they are respected. That is, the main thing is, not only the income, not only the money is the key here for development or progress in income, but it also the other things which comes in life. Coming to the national development. Now this national development, it refers to ability of a nation to improve standards of living of its citizen. So national development or nation development, we have a country, and country means we select a government, and this government has all the roles we are supporting, and everyone is supporting them, but the government has the key role that the status, the standard of living of citizens need to be increased, and that increase of the standard of living is nothing but the national development. So it is very important to keep in mind that different persons could have different conflicting notions of country's development, as we just saw. Because the standard of living, how do we increase the standard of living? How do the government do? How do the individuals do? So the standard of living of citizens depend upon their per capita income, this per capita income, the GDP, gross domestic product, the literacy rate, what is the literacy rate, and the health. So these all factors, they are considered as a measure of improvement, So how do we compare different students here? Let me tell you what we are trying to discuss. How to compare different countries and states. So when we say that India is lagging, America is developing, or now the Bangladesh is is advanced in textiles. So we are comparing two different countries. So how do we compare it? What are the parameters? I'll just take an example of students. In your class, there are students. So these students, they differ in their height, health, talents, interest. That means a person who might be very intelligent might not be very friendly. A person who might not be so good in the studies might be very good in the say games. So everyone has every student in your class will be different. So why the criteria of choosing that how do we compare these students, which student is better, which student is not better, we only take the studies, that is not the only parameter. So what is the purpose of, what is the comparison matter? So we use different criteria, because if sports team is made, we'll take those who are good at sports. When we are talking about debate, the person or your class members who are very good at speaking will be taken here. Music team, the person who has a sense of melody, or he or she can sing, or they can play some instrument, they will be taken here. and the organization of a picnic. So some people who might be some leaders, they are very good at organizing. So now this example I gave you just to show that for a class there are different students and we cannot compare them. We need to have an aspect to compare them. So how do we compare different countries or states? So the basic idea which comes in our mind is per capita income. We can compare different countries. Say we are talking about, I'll just give an example. We'll take some examples here. So we are taking some countries. One country is this, other is country is this. So now this country, what is the per capita income? That is how much a single person earn. But we cannot take national income to compare different countries, because this country may have say 100 people. This country may have say 1 lakh citizens. How can you compare them? Right? We cannot take the national income to compare different countries because each country has different population rate. The population is different. So the per capita income is calculated by what? Say there are 100 people. So 100 people, one may earn say 100 rupees, other may earn say 1,000 rupees. Likewise, all 100 people, whatever they are earning, say the third one is earning say 5,000. That means the last one, 100th one. So we just add them. We add all individual, whatever they are earning, we just add them. And we divide the total population. What is the population? 100. So all the income, that is 100 by the first one, 1,000 by the second one, and likewise for everyone. The last one, that is the 100th one, is earning 5,000. We just add them and divide it by 100. And this is nothing but the per capita income. And this is computed by dividing the total income of a country, total population of that particular country. This is how we do it. So now this per capita income of the country, it shows the standard of living of citizens of that particular country. Why? Because if some country is small, it has less population and it has high per capita income, that means this country has a better standard of living. If we have a country with say less or more people, we don't go into that, but the per capita income is lesser, very less, we say the standard of living is not good. So a country with a higher per capita income is considered to be more developed, more you can say the standard of living of people are high and they are going good with the economy also. So in world, there is a report in World Development Report 2012 brought out by the World Bank. This criteria is used in classifying the countries, that is the per capita income. So the countries with per capita income of US dollar 12,276. So $1 is around right now 70 rupees. So if you multiply this 70, it will come like this. Okay, 8,59,000. So 8.6 lakhs, you can understand. So if a single person, say, if a single person is there in a country and he is earning more than 8.6 lakh or average or 8.6 lakh and above, this guy is belonging to a rich country, to a developed country, a country with high per capita income. And those which are, those countries which are having the per capita income, that is a single person is earning around say $1,005, you multiply it with 70, it will come as 70,000. So a person who is in a year, this is in a year, please understand, this is not 1 day, 1 month, it's an year. So in whole year, he is just earning 70,000. 70,000. So you just divide it by 12. What do you get? It's so less. That is, this guy is belonging to a low income country. And India, when we talk about 2010 Ankara or statistics or the number, 2010 India was earning, or a single person, Indian person, was earning $1,340. That is around 93,520. So we are in between the developed or rich country or the poor country or low income country. So we are in between them, and it has increased a bit now. So now the thing comes here is the average income. That is, averages are very helpful, but there are certain disparities. I'll tell you how. Let us compare two countries. Now this country A, let us assume there are two countries and they have 5 citizens. So country A has 5 citizens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Country B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in this country A, you see everyone is earning somewhat equal to one another. Someone is earning 9,500, some around 10,000, someone around 10,200, some around 9,800. So they are earning almost equal. So they all are having a good life because they are having a good kind of, you can say, a distribution of the salary, or all are working, they are getting good money and they are having good standard of living. But if you come to B, if I add all these, I'm taking A. If I add all these, it will come to around 10,000. I'm not adding it right now, but I'm just giving you an idea. So average will be 10,000, and if you compare 10,000 with this one, just I'm taking an idea, that is, if it is 10,000. So if you see that 9,500 also is equivalent to 10,000, this is also somewhat equivalent to 10,000. So everyone is earning around 10,000. This is an average. But if you take the country B, here is a disparity. 4 people in this whole country, they are only earning 500 rupees, but one person is earning 48000, that is 48,000. So if you just add all of these and divide by 5, that is 500 plus 500 plus 500 plus 500, so it will be around say 2,000, and just add with 48,000, it will be around 50,000. Okay, it will be 50,000, just divided by 5, it will be 10,000 around. It will be 10,000. So again, this 10,000 is coming. Now the disparity here is that this data is showing that in this country the average income is 10,000, but 4 out of 5 they are earning only 500 rupees. These 4 people are poor. These 4 people are poor. Only one is rich. This is how it is hiding the disparity. It is useful comparison, but not that good. I'll show you with pictures now. Country with no rich and no poor, everyone is sitting, everyone is having their space, and everyone is earning well, and they are having good life. Not everyone, but some problems everywhere, because if the humans are there, there may be some problems. But right now what we see is they are good. But here, only in 2 chairs, 4 people are sitting, and in 4th chair, one guy is actually lying down. He is earning 48,000. Others are only earning 500 rupees. So this is the country with 1 rich and so many poor, and this is the country with no rich and no poor. All are almost equal. Income, and what are the other criterias? See, for achieving development goal of people, first of all, they want better income. Apart from this, we have already seen that not only the income, they want certain other non-material things, like they want freedom, they want security, and also respect from others, that is the colleagues and bosses, etc. So for development of national average income or per capita income, this per capita income is needed. That is, either you calculate national average income or per capita this income. So if you see here, there are certain tables being shown. This table actually, and these are the numbers which are different because these are from 2011-12, and this is from 2002 and 3. So I'll just take the latest one and then we'll discuss. So the latest one is this one. So per capita income of Maharashtra is 1,01,314. For Kerala, it's 83,725, and Bihar 23,435. This is per capita income. Now, if you see this table closely, then Maharashtra is on the top position. Bihar is on the last. it is in the bottom. That means a person, single person of Maharashtra is earning quite high or higher than the Bihar person. That is, Bihar person is only earning 23,435. Maharashtra seems to be more developed city than Bihar. But if you come here, that this per capita income shows a different perspective. But now we will include something more. That is, what is the infant mortality rate? Let me tell you what these are. These are very important words. Infant mortality rate. This shows or this indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in that particular year. That means, say in an year, say 1,000 were born, 1,000 kids were born, and say 50 died. 50 died. Okay. So this 50 is the infant mortality rate because it is 50 dying for every 1,000 before the age of 1 year, before attaining the age of 1 year. Coming to the literacy rate, what is the literacy rate? Now this measures the proportion of literate population in 7 or above group. That is, whoever person is 7+ year and he or she is able to read and write or understand certain language, one language. If he or she is able to learn, means understand, write a language, then he is literate, otherwise not. Then the net attendance ratio is what? This is the total number of children of age group 6 to 10 attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. That is, if there are say 100 kids in the age group of 6 to 7, and if the only 60 are attending, so 40 are not attending. So net attendance ratio, or you can say net attendance value, is only 60 because 40 are not attending. So coming back to this table, we have these which we discussed just now, infant mortality rate per 1,000 live births. This is literacy rate and this is the net attendance ratio as per 100 persons. As per 100 kids, now we are taking up to 14 to 50. It was 6 to 10 here, which we talked about, we are taking up till 14 and 15. Now if you see here, this is a comparative data again for Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar. But we see certain different things. Kerala is more literate. The education is more here. That is why even Maharashtra is more as per capita income, or it's you can say Maharashtra is per capita income is quite high, but still the kids which are dying are almost double than Kerala. Kerala is having only 12, but Bihar is more than them, because Bihar, the literacy rate is way less than these two, and attendance ratio, only 35 kids they attend the school. But in Kerala, in 100 kids, 78 of them attend the school. So what do we get? The first column, it shows the Kerala. Out of 100 child being born, 12 died before completing 1 year of age. But in Maharashtra, this is 25 out of 1,000. And in Bihar, it is 44. And this last column, it is showing 78 kids aged 14 to 15. They are not attending school beyond class 8, which is greater in Maharashtra and Bihar. Now, what are the public facilities? Facilities which are provided by the central government or the state government. And these are the public facilities. That is why they are called as public, for people, sarvajanik, like the schools, the hospitals, the community halls, and transport, electricity. So as we are aware that Punjab has more income than average person in Kerala, but Kerala has a low infant mortality rate. That is, the kids which are under, if you take 1,000, they are dying less as compared to other parts of the country. because of the better public system, better government control, better government facilities, like the PDS, public distribution system. And this is a kind of system when the ration, that is the basic rice and wheat, etc., are being distributed at a very cheaper and nominal price by the government. So which provide a health and nutritional status of the state. So we need public facility, because there are certain people who may not be able to buy things by money. We cannot be able to say, no, there are other things also which we can't buy. We can't buy a free environment, because if the pollution is going on, it is the duty of the individuals and the government to curb the pollution, because the money is involved. Now here we have some data regarding India and its neighbors. So what this data shows is, this is the per capita income in terms of US dollars, and life expectancy at birth, literacy rate for 15 plus years population, and gross enrollment ratio for 3 levels, and HDI rank in the world. So this HDI is what? HDI is for Human Development Index. Human Development Index. So this is the human development, that how the various facilities are being provided to the citizen, and how their health and other education indicators, these are very important. The life expectancy at birth, that means how long the person is going to survive. So the name is suggesting average expected length of life of a person, how long he is going to be able to survive from the time of the birth. Now this gross enrollment ratio of 3 levels, that means the ratio of first the primary schooling, then the secondary schooling, and then the higher education beyond this secondary level, that is primary, secondary and higher education. This is the gross enrollment ratio, how many people enrolled here, how many students enroll here. Then per capita income, this one we already know is calculated here in dollars for all countries, so that it can be compared. So that is, take the income of everyone and just divide by the number of people in that country. So it is all also done in a way that every dollar, every rupee would buy the same amount of goods and services in any country. So it has been, you can say, standardized also. So if you see here, Sri Lanka, the per capita income is 4390, and India, it is 3139. Sri Lanka is a very small country. Even the life expectancy is 74. Also, the literacy rate for 15 plus year is 91. 69 is the gross enrollment ratio for 3 levels, and HDI rank is 93. But if you see, there are various places where India lags behind a very small country, Sri Lanka. The per capita income will lag. Life expectancy is 10 years less. Then the literacy rate is again very less as compared to this one. Though we have this Myanmar, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, which are way behind us, but Nepal also, if you see, that though the per capita income is almost half of us, that is 3000 this one, and this is 1500, you can just imagine this as a say integral number, proper number. Then you see that this Nepal is not very behind of life expectancy at birth from India, and also this one also is not very less, that is the literacy rate. So this Nepal, which is way you can say in terms of per capita income, may be behind, but other things it is almost equivalent to us, and Sri Lanka is way far. If you see the size and the location and other resources of Sri Lanka, it's not having that much which India has. So what we see surprising is that a small country, which is Sri Lanka in our neighborhood, is much ahead of India in every respect. And a very big country like us, we have a very low rank in India, as you saw. Though Nepal, as we just indicated, has half the per capita income of India, but it is not far behind India in life expectancy and literacy levels, as I just showed you. So it is the people, it is the citizens, it is their health, their well-being, which is more important. So now we need to discuss about the sustainability of development. What does this mean? When we talk about development, what kind of development we are doing? Is it sustainable? Are we doing it the way the future generation will be benefited, or they will live in scarcity? So I'll just give you an idea of this groundwater. So this because of the population we have and the people who are using it, this groundwater is the level of groundwater is decreasing. So another 25 years, 60% of the country would be doing the same. That means we will be not be able to levelize, or this will be less for the people who are coming after us. So after some years, this level will go down more. So this is the sustainable development, that is, we use or we utilize the water such that it is available for the next generation too. So coming to this sustainable development means, or it means or refers the development of human with at the same time sustaining the ability of natural system. We want to develop, we should develop, but in a way that is the natural system, whatever we have, these resources should be sustained for the coming generation, because it is helpful to fulfill the need of the human beings without harming the ability of the future generation. For sustainable development, we have to use the non-renewable resources, various resources, and those fuel in less quantity, which are going to be finished in coming years. Some renewable resources like the groundwater we took example will take long time for replenishing. It needs a lot of effort for that water level to increase. So we should use that resource in finite quantity or limited quantity. I can give you an example that this is the crude oil reserves, because crude oil, this from where the petroleum products come, petroleum, diesel, natural gas, etc. Now this is going to finish in some time. After few years, the reserves will be over. That means in 43 to 45 years, these reservoirs will be over. Then what will happen after that? Our cars, our trains, our buses and our trucks, all they run on either petrol or gas or the diesel. But when it gets scarce, it will not be there. How we are going to cope up with that? So what we saw here today is that the development is different from different perspective. Then we talked about how to compare different countries with respect to per capita income. Then we saw that it is very important for the development to be sustainable. So this is all about this topic. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.